Society can't brainwash a man whose mind is already sovereign.
When your internal compass is stronger than external pressure, you become unbreakable.
You're not broken because you don't fit in, hey. You're free because you refuse to be programmed.
They tell you what to think, what to want, what to chase. From the moment you wake up until you close your eyes at night, society bombards you with messages about who you should be, what success looks like, and how you should live your life. But there's one type of man who refuses to be programmed, and that's the Sigma. Society sees independence as rebellion. They call it antisocial, difficult, or even dangerous. But in reality, it's the only form of mental freedom left in a world designed to control your thoughts, desires, and decisions. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Sigma males are the glitch in the system, the ones who can't be brainwashed. You'll discover the 7 psychological reasons why no amount of social conditioning, peer pressure, or propaganda can penetrate the mind of a true Sigma. And more importantly, you'll learn how to develop these same mental fortifications in your own life. This isn't about being antisocial or rejecting all human connection. This is about psychological sovereignty, owning your mind in a world that profits from your mental compliance. Reason 1. Immune to herd mentality. The psychology behind mass conformity. Research from social psychology reveals a disturbing truth about human behavior. The average person will abandon their own judgment to fit in with a group. The famous Ash conformity experiments showed that 75% of people will give an obviously wrong answer just to match what everyone else is saying. Think about that for a moment. 3 out of 4 people will deny the evidence of their own eyes to avoid standing out from the crowd. The Sigma difference. While everyone else craves approval, validation, and the warm feeling of belonging, the Sigma male operates from a fundamentally different psychological framework. He thrives on self-validation, an internal compass that doesn't bend to groupthink. Where others ask, "What will people think?" the Sigma asks, "What do I actually believe?" Where others seek consensus, the Sigma seeks truth. Where others find comfort in numbers, the Sigma finds strength in solitude. The contrast. They're programmed to fit in. You're designed to stand out. While the masses follow trends, chasing whatever's popular this week, from fashion to political opinions to lifestyle choices, the Sigma male remains unmoved. He's not swayed by social media metrics, peer pressure, or the desperate need for likes and shares. This isn't about being contrarian for the sake of it. It's about having such a strong sense of self that external opinions become background noise. When you're immune to herd mentality, you're immune to the primary tool society uses to control behavior, the fear of social rejection. Reason 2. Masters of solitude. Society's noise machine. Society brainwashes through constant noise. Endless streams of media, gossip, group conversations, and social obligations. It's a deliberate strategy. When your mind is always occupied with external input, you never have time to develop your own thoughts. The modern world has weaponized distraction. Social media notifications, 24/7 news cycles, and the pressure to always be connected create a mental environment where independent thinking becomes nearly impossible. The Sigma male's secret weapon? Solitude. While others fear being alone with their thoughts, the Sigma male thrives in silence. He's discovered what psychologists call positive solitude, time alone that enhances mental clarity, self-awareness, and inner strength. Recent research published in the European Journal of Social Psychology shows that people who can enjoy solitude demonstrate higher levels of psychological independence and authentic self-expression. They're less susceptible to social influence because they've developed a strong relationship with themselves. The clarity advantage.
In solitude, the Sigma processes information without external bias. He can think through problems, examine his beliefs, and make decisions based on logic and personal values rather than social pressure. While others need parties, constant social validation, and group activities to feel fulfilled, the Sigma's clarity comes from being alone. In that silence, no programming can reach him, no peer pressure can influence him, no social conditioning can take root. It's in these moments of solitude that true psychological immunity is built. Reason 3, question everything. The sheep mentality. Most people accept what they're told without resistance. They swallow media narratives, advertising messages, and social norms without question. They operate on autopilot, following scripts handed down by authority figures, influencers, and peer groups. This isn't intellectual laziness, it's psychological conditioning. From childhood, we're taught to defer to authority, accept consensus reality, and avoid the discomfort of challenging popular beliefs. The Sigma's built-in skepticism. Sigma males have developed what psychologists call constructive skepticism, a healthy questioning of information before accepting it as truth. They ask why before they comply. They demand evidence before they believe. They examine motives before they trust. This isn't cynicism or paranoia, it's intellectual rigor applied to everyday life. The power of questions. When someone tells a Sigma what to think, his first instinct is to question the source, examine the logic, and test the claim against his own experience and knowledge. When society presents a narrative, the Sigma asks, who benefits from this belief? What evidence supports this claim? What are the alternative explanations? Does this align with observable reality? The immunity factor. Propaganda only works on those who don't question it. Sigmas live by questions, not answers. This makes them psychologically immune to manipulation because they've built a mental firewall that automatically filters incoming information. They understand that in a world full of agendas, bias, and deliberate misinformation, the ability to think critically isn't just useful, it's essential for mental freedom.
Reason 4, refuse social scripts. The pre-written life. Society hands out pre-written roles, like a casting director, the dedicated employee who sacrifices everything for career advancement, the consumer who finds happiness in possessions, the husband who follows traditional relationship scripts without question. These roles come with built-in expectations, predetermined paths, and social rewards for compliance. Play your part well, and society will approve. Deviate from the script and face social punishment. The Sigma's rejection. Sigma males discard the script and write their own path. They refuse to be typecast into society's narrow definitions of success, masculinity, or lifestyle. While others act the part they've been assigned, Sigmas live unscripted. They define their own version of success, create their own relationship dynamics, and pursue goals that align with their personal values rather than social expectations. The freedom of self-direction. This isn't about rejecting all social norms or becoming antisocial. It's about conscious choice rather than unconscious compliance. The Sigma examines each social expectation and decides whether it serves his authentic interests or just society's need for predictable behavior. He might choose traditional elements that align with his values while rejecting those that don't. The key difference is that it's his choice, not social programming. Breaking the pattern. When you refuse to follow social scripts, you become unpredictable to the system. You can't be controlled through conventional means because you're not seeking conventional rewards. This psychological independence makes traditional forms of social manipulation ineffective. Reason 5. Value truth over comfort. The comfort of lies.
Most people prefer comforting lies over brutal truths. They want to believe that hard work always leads to success. Good things happen to good people. The system is fair and meritocratic. Following social rules guarantees happiness. These beliefs provide psychological comfort, but often disconnect people from reality. The Sigma male's reality principle. Sigma males crave raw reality, even when it hurts. They'd rather face uncomfortable truths than live in comfortable illusions. This preference for truth over comfort creates a psychological resilience that makes them immune to false narratives. Examples of harsh truths Sigmas embrace? Success often involves luck and timing, not just effort. Many social institutions serve elite interests, not common good. Most people are driven by emotion and bias, not logic. Individual merit matters less than social connections in many systems. The strength of truth. By accepting reality as it is, rather than as they wish it were, Sigmas develop strategies based on accurate information rather than wishful thinking. This reality-based approach makes them harder to deceive and manipulate. The immunity effect. You can't brainwash a man who'd rather face pain than live in illusion. When someone is committed to truth, regardless of personal cost, they become immune to the comfortable lies that control most people.
Reason 6. Detachment from materialism. The consumer trap. Society brainwashes through consumerism with a simple message. Your worth equals your possessions. Buy more, achieve status, prove your value through what you own. Research consistently shows that materialistic values correlate with lower life satisfaction, increased anxiety, and decreased mental health. Yet, advertising and social pressure continue to push consumption as the path to happiness. The Sigma's value system. Sigma males don't measure personal value in possessions. They understand that materialism is a trap designed to keep people working jobs they hate, to buy things they don't need, to impress people they don't like. This isn't about living in poverty or rejecting all material goods. It's about conscious consumption rather than compulsive buying. The Sigma purchases items for utility and genuine enjoyment, not for status or social signaling. Immunity to marketing. When you're not trying to impress others through possessions, you become immune to status-based marketing. Luxury brands lose their power when you realize that their primary function is social signaling, not superior quality. The visual. Picture this. Everyone around you is chasing luxury cars, designer clothes, and expensive gadgets to project an image of success. Meanwhile, the Sigma walks calmly past these status symbols, unimpressed and untempted, because his self-worth comes from internal sources rather than external validation. True wealth. The Sigma understands that true wealth is time, freedom, and psychological independence, not the ability to accumulate impressive objects. This perspective makes him immune to one of society's most powerful control mechanisms, the endless pursuit of material status. Reason 7. Internal compass, the foundation of immunity. This is the final and most crucial reason why society can't brainwash Sigma males. They live by an internal compass rather than external influence. Psychological research on a locus of control shows that people with strong internal orientation believe their actions determine their outcomes. They're self-directed, autonomous, and resistant to external manipulation because they trust their own judgment over social pressure. The Sigma's navigation system. While others look to society for direction, following trends, seeking approval, conforming to expectations, the Sigma has developed an internal guidance system based on personal values derived from experience and reflection, logic and critical thinking rather than emotion and bias, long-term vision rather than short-term social rewards, authentic interests
rather than socially approved activities. Immunity to control. They can't be controlled by political manipulation. They think independently. Social trends. They set their own direction. Peer pressure. They validate themselves. Authority figures. They question rather than comply. Media narratives. They seek multiple sources. Consumer culture. They define their own needs. The sovereign mind. Society can't brainwash a man whose mind is already sovereign. When your internal compass is stronger than external pressure, you become psychologically immune to manipulation, coercion, and social programming. This doesn't mean isolation or antisocial behavior. It means engaging with society on your own terms, rather than accepting society's terms without question. Outro and call to action. The reframe. They call you stubborn when you refuse to follow blindly. They call you difficult when you ask uncomfortable questions. They call you antisocial when you choose solitude over groupthink. They call you unrealistic when you value truth over comfort. But the truth? You're unbreakable. The Sigma advantage. In a world designed to control minds, manipulate behavior, and harvest compliance, the Sigma male represents something society fears: the autonomous individual who can't be programmed. You're not broken because you don't fit in. You're not defective because you question authority. You're not antisocial because you think independently. You're psychologically free in a world of mental slaves. The choice. Every day you face a choice. Conform to society's programming or maintain your mental independence. Choose the path that preserves your authentic self, even when it's more difficult, more lonely, or less socially rewarded. The call to action. Drop a comment with the word unbreakable if you refuse to be programmed. Hit like if you're walking the Sigma path, and choose psychological freedom over social compliance. The final truth? Remember this fundamental truth as you navigate a world that profits from your mental compliance. Society can't brainwash the man who owns his mind. Your thoughts are your own. Your values are your choice. Your path is yours to walk. Stay unbreakable.